Well, they were just a lot better than we were tonight. We got off to a bad start, and then it just sort of stayed there the rest of the game. We had a couple of chances to make it interesting, but we could never get them stopped with any consistency. So we didn't play well. We didn't play aggressively, and they shot it great, which you certainly have to congratulate them for. And I'll be interested to go back and see how much of that was just their shooting and how much of it was our defense.
You didn't have AJ and Chain Gang on the floor together very much.
No, we haven't all year. Maybe a minute or two the whole season, so that's not any different than any of our other games.
You notice Coach Weber has changed his philosophy, his approach with this team to fit the personnel. Last year he faced a really defensive-minded team. Do you notice a big difference in that?
Well, I think he wants his team to be defensive-minded, but they're not yet. And he's got offensive players that I think he would like to guard a little bit better, and so I don't. He hasn't changed his philosophy. I don't think that's within his capabilities. He's modified the way they play and modified the way they defend, but hell will freeze over before he changes his philosophy. In case you guys don't know him.
Any one thing that surprised you about Illini? Any of their players surprised you any?
Well, just they all just felt in such a comfort zone. It's like they're out there playing horse, and they're having a good day of horse too.
Taylor was 5 of 8 for the night, but it seemed like he was kind of lost in the shuffle for a little bit. How much was that Illinois' defense, and how much was that the offense struggling to get going?
I think that is more. He's had a fever for 2 days, and is under the weather, and he just wasn't his normal. You could see it if you're from our vantage point. If you watch us practice and play all the time, he just did not have his same energy level, and he tried as hard as he could try, but he didn't have. He's got a gear that nobody else on that court possesses except him, and on either team. And but you didn't get to see it tonight because it didn't exist because of the way he felt.
You said something to John Jenkins in the second half about open shots. Were you saying that your defense was preventing our open shots and we were just hitting them, or were you saying that your team needed to get more open shots?
I said our team needed to make more open shots. I thought we got a lot of open shots that we didn't make, and particularly John. John was 0-4, and then at a timeout I told he and a couple of his teammates that we rely on to make shots, that if they weren't going to make shots, we weren't going to get back in the game, and we came out of that timeout, and John started making them. Nobody else did, but John did, and so we had some good looks at the basket, but we have not, interestingly enough, we haven't shot the ball well from the perimeter this year, and we think we're a pretty good shooting team.
Kevin, I know there's some Illinois State fans here tonight. How much do you still follow that program? Is it a bit of a homecoming for you?
I don't know if it, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a homecoming. It's neat for me to see Assembly Hall. This place holds special memories to me from mainly from high school. You know, I was asked earlier today if when I walked in, did I think of Purdue or did I think of Collinsville High School? And I think of Collinsville High School because you know, back when I don't know, back in the 1800s when I played, the state tournament was here, and this was the place that all kids wanted to play and make it to with their high school teams. And I figured out that this was my 14th game in Assembly Hall, and I haven't had one in 21 years. So try that one on for size.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.